Hey guys, it's Xbox here and welcome to another video where today we're going to be talking about the Overwatch 2 cosmetic issues and really it is pricing and just the availability of cosmetics that we're going to be really talking about. And I wanted to come in and talk about this because as someone who I think has a unique perspective on this issue, I think that recontextualizing, refocusing the issue of the Overwatch 2 cosmetic issue, I think that that's more important than the actual pricing that's the problem. I think understanding the dynamics and nature of the price tags themselves is more important, and possibly like understanding why people are having such an outrage to this issue is also like really important. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this. Just to begin the video, I want to let everyone know I am what everyone would call a whale, a gaming whale. I spend money like a madman on video games. Personally, I don't spend money on Overwatch. I don't do that because I just don't have the money to spend on that many video games. I spend more of my money on Fortnite and Valorant. I know, give me all the funny comments about what games I play. I know, I get it. No, I spent around $16,000 on Fortnite. Yes, that is a real number on a video game, and that is even more than the entire cosmetic collection possible in Fortnite, or I mean, in Overwatch, altogether, which I think is around $12,000 if someone did the math. I think I read on Twitter, but yeah. I also I don't care for Overwatch cosmetics. I also spend a good amount of money on Valorant. I just want to give you guys where I am looking in, because I have played a lot of Overwatch 2. I do enjoy the game. I'm a big Reaper main. It is super fun gameplay. So at the core of it, right, Overwatch 2, I think most people can agree, has really amazing gameplay. The gameplay is brilliant. The 5v5 switch up, I think, was one of the best decisions Overwatch has made in all of its decision-making, opportunities. More power to the player, obviously, more soloable, like, I can make more plays by myself and actually, like, make an impact on the game. That is huge, and I think the game itself is in a really good state as it is, characters-wise. I think Zarya is a little overpowered, but besides that, I think Overwatch 2's, gameplay is not an issue, of course. Overwatch 2 has many issues, though, culminating for the cosmetic problem. So I wrote down some issues that I think are causing this, and most of them are, some of them are obvious, some of them I think are just not being spoken about enough. But Overwatch 1 had loot boxes that were very generous, comparatively speaking, before the current item shop format that we have, meaning, it's worse feeling than it was back then. Even though it's technically not, like, you can say it's not, but everyone prefers a loot box system just because you were able to get some sort of cosmetics. The problem is, in a lot of video games, say Fortnite, Valorant, League of Legends, all these games aren't built around getting random cosmetics that you can just throw on and just look a little different. It's about getting the exact cosmetics that you want, and that is why there aren't loot boxes in these video games. The problem Overwatch is having right now is the fact that all of the cosmetics that were once available in loot boxes are no longer available in loot boxes, and people just didn't really care. I mean, at least from my perspective, I didn't really care what I was wearing. I just wanted to wear something a little bit cool, maybe not the exact same default skin, just, something. So that's one issue that Overwatch 1 has going into Overwatch 2 and their cosmetic issue. Another thing that I've noticed, and this comes more from my Fortnite side of my knowledge, and I see it in the way that they're selling cosmetics in Overwatch. Cosmetic rarity in Overwatch, at least as far as I could tell, it didn't really matter as much as the game had a loot box based, system. But now rarities affect prices and have a bigger impact on consumers. Back in the day, in Overwatch, I say back in the day, like it's forever ago. Overwatch 1, I think a legendary skin ran you 3,000 credits, depending on if it was new or older. I think older ones were like 1 to 2K. I can't remember. I know that the new ones were 3,000 credits though, from loot boxes or other means that you got credits, unless you did get them from a loot box. Rarity in Overwatch, you know, the rarity of your skin. Is it purple? Is it blue? Is it a legendary? Is it a mythic? Now there's mythics in the game. Is it the defaults? Is it a comp skin? There's these rarities, and these rarities are setting the prices. I think it's 1900 credits for a base legendary skin in Overwatch 2 right now in the shop. Like if I go and want to buy, I don't know, like a legendary Reaper skin in the shop, I think it would run me about 1900 credits. Unless we're talking about the Kiriko skin, which is 2600 credits, which is what everyone and their mom is talking about right now. But my point is that the rarity in Overwatch, you know, skins, like I would loot boxes. The rarity was more about how common the skin was in the loot box, not about the actual quality of the cosmetic. So usually they correlated, but that's, I mean, there's some really crappy legendary skins in Overwatch 1 and even Overwatch 2. Some of the Junker Queen legendaries are absolute dog trash, and I mean, even like the Kiriko reskins are like the sword and the little what are they called? The little, I'm just gonna say the papers. They look exactly the same as the base skin. The issue is that rarity just had nothing to do with pricing at the time. Very little, at least, as much as it, but since before now. So that's another issue that's going into this. It's causing a rift in the community. Overwatch, another issue I've seen, and I'll talk about Valorant more with this problem, but I mean, some people might, I think a lot of people will agree with me about this, but Overwatch is a first-person game, meaning, you know, the majority of what you're purchasing will be visible before or after a game. I mean, if you do a cosmetic emote, if you do an emote, my character will show up. Like, if I do my Zenyatta focusing emote, my character's gonna show up in that moment, but the only thing that's really visually changing for me in the game, outside of, you know, intros or highlight reels or, you know, third-person views when I'm dead, you know, all that stuff is only, that's the only times you're gonna see your fully, your full skin. Most of the time you're gonna be looking at your hand, you know, if you're Moira or if you're, you know, any other gunslinging character, you're just looking at your hands and your guns. There's nothing other than that. And I think one of the the issues of the game, just at the core, not even like its cosmetics in general or even the pricing, one of the problems that is, I think, making it hard for people to cough up that much money for a cosmetic is the fact that it is just your hands. It is just a gun that you're looking at, and I'm really spending $20 on a gun that looks pretty similar to the base gun. There's not a lot of changes, like, besides, I mean, like, for example, the Reaper pirate gun is a giant blunderbuss. Like, that is a real thing that I think is a good enough change, but is it worth 20 bucks? I don't know. That's I think one of the other issues, you know, with the models in general, is the fact that you are buying a skin that you're not going to see very often. Now, I'm talking really fast because I have a lot to go through. Valorant and Fortnite both have these issues covered better with similar price points. So I'm going to talk to you guys about Fortnite a little bit. Fortnite has a lot of rarities at this point, actually. But in general, they have common skins, which are 800 V-Bucks. They have rare, epic, legendary, and that's pretty much it. It goes up to 2,000 V-Bucks, which is fair enough. I think 20 bucks, 16 bucks. These skins run upwards of the same amount of money that a Overwatch skin would cost. But a lot of people have an easier time coughing up that money. Now, another thing that Fortnite has figured out is streamlining their skin process, which I will talk about later. But Valorant and Fortnite have pretty high prices. Valorant is even crazier. I mean, you're buying a Vandal skin, and Vandal skins can run from $8 to, what is it? I feel like I've spent $50 on a I spent $50 on a Champions Vandal before. Like, that is the prices we're talking about in Valorant. But like, looking at Overwatch as a game in general, I mean, their pricing is one issue as well, because I mean, there isn't really a middle ground. It's everything in your shop is a legendary skin, and it's all $20. That's just another issue to like throw on top of the pile. And as you can see, as I'm going through everything, like, there is more to this than just it's expensive. Like, there are like systematic issues with the Overwatch 2 shop system at this point. So they didn't have free loot boxes to make players, you know, feel compassion towards after removal either. Overwatch and Valorant didn't have loot box systems to begin with. You went into the game and you immediately bought a battle pass or a skin in the item shop, and that is it. There was no previous moment where I had an expectation that I should get a free skin. I should get a free something. Fortnite has, over time, as it's become a giant juggernaut of a video game, has given a lot of players a lot of free cosmetics through challenges, and which requires playtime, of course. But before, back in the day, like, there were no such thing as free cosmetics, and people were perfectly fine with it because there wasn't a cosmetic expectation in the first place that I should have any free cosmetics. Does that make any sense? That is a huge issue that Overwatch is facing going uphill, that unfortunately is unique to him. Like, there's not very many games that switch their monetization system from a loot box system to a free game system. That just doesn't happen very often. So I want to talk a little bit more about other games in comparison to Overwatch 2, of course. So cosmetics in Fortnite are priced much more fairly, and the process is, process to making cosmetics is streamlined like crazy in Fortnite. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I own 1,300 Fortnite skins, 1,300. There are not, I know, like, every skin, like the back of my hand, I've never seen a skin where I'm just like, oh, I totally forgot this skin existed. No, I remember them. Cosmetics in Fortnite, like, it is extremely rare to see a model that doesn't reuse, like, a ton of already used, like, pre-used meshes and models. I mean, a ton of, like, I can look at the most recent skins we have right now, and I can tell you, in particular, that this skin called Abyss used the pants of a skin called, what's her face? It's some other skin that's from Chapter 2. I mean, I can look at a cosmetic and just say, that's the hair from that skin. Oh, that's the pants from that skin. Oh, that's the shirt from this skin. Like, Fortnite reuses cosmetics, like, uses models like crazy. And that makes it very easy for them to pump out cosmetics. And Fortnite has, taken up this behavior more, but they stopped making legendary outfits as much as they used to. And it's because they have all these models already made, and if it's easier to make a Fortnite skin than it used to be, why not make them cheaper? I mean, Fortnite's system is just better in the sense that they have more to work with, and they can make more cosmetics faster, and therefore you're going to have cheaper cosmetics, and that's just better for the consumer at the end of the day, right? So, I mean, just as an example to compare to the rarity issue that I was talking about earlier, the rarity system in Fortnite was egregious. I mean, recently it's a pickaxe called Bottom Feeder came out in Fortnite. It's been almost 4 years since that pickaxe was last out. It is 1,500 V-Bucks, and it is just an anchor on the end of a rusty handle. It is one of the worst pickaxes price-wise in the entire game. The only people buying this pickaxe are people like me who are excited about rare cosmetics returning to the game. But if you're any sort of smart human being, no one's gonna buy that. You're gonna buy the cosmetic that looks way cooler and was made within the last 2 seasons that is about 3 times cheaper and looks way cooler. It's because Fortnite has had a rarity system built in from the get-go, and they haven't really had to deal with this, like, price issue that Overwatch is having. I think Overwatch 2 really needs to take a second to reprice everything and, like, really consider that. I really do think that they should think about how they're pricing their cosmetics. It is not too late for them to do that. It's only been a couple weeks. They could refund people the cosmetics, or not the cosmetics, refund people the currency that they have. They can do the math. The cosmetics in Overwatch 2, I think, are overpriced in the sense that their rarity system that was already built in isn't working in a item shop situation versus a loot box situation. Now, getting to more the first-person issue, which is the cosmetics are just, they're just, you know, you're shooting using your hands or your guns, and that's all you see during the game. You can't even see your feet. I mean, typically you can't. You're not going to see your feet, and you're going to just see your fists and your shotguns. I mean, in Valorant, for example, Valorant is all about the gun skins. It is not about the model. The models of your characters come secondary to almost everything in Valorant. I mean, Valorant guns are the cosmetics, and they might be overpriced, but that is everything that Valorant is. There is no other cosmetic type to purchase. It is Valorant skins, or Valorant gun skins, player cards every once in a while, buddies are kind of like whatever, I'll throw a buddy on my gun every once in a while. There is not a lot of other things to focus on besides the gun skins themselves. And that means that they're putting their time and effort into those things particularly, and, you know, that's why we get amazing skins from Valorant that are actually worth some of the money that we pay for them. I mean, looking at Overwatch, I mean, how much time do you think that they're spending modeling just the hands alone? I looked at the Kiriko skin that was in the item shop, this 2600 V-Bucks, or not V-Bucks, 2600 credits, and the paper and the dagger are barely any different. I mean, I know they're different, but they don't look that much different from the base skin. The thing that these modelers are focusing on are obviously the giant witch coat that you're never gonna see. There is so much time being wasted on modeling, and it's because there are so many unique characters to make unique models for on unreusable skins. There's nothing about Kiriko's coat that you can reuse on, let's say, a Reaper skin. The issue at hand is the fact that they can't streamline this system, so they can't just make a ton of cosmetics, meaning they have to artificially boost the price of their cosmetics because they only make a few every once in a while. That's just they're set up to fail from the beginning. There's not much that they can do in a development state, at least at this point. All they have is a few skins, some cosmetics that they can make, and they have to make them all from scratch from beginning to end, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's just, there's just all these issues that I've listed before, you guys. And this is just coming from me, a whale of a gamer. A whale. I know, a whale. I hope that this was interesting to you guys, at least. I know this was a long discussion, but I did want to talk about it, and I think it is important. But yeah, Overwatch 2 has a lot of issues, and it is stuff that really needs to be addressed. I think that a lot of it spawns from the fact that Overwatch 2 is coming from Overwatch 1 and its cosmetic system before it, which is not friendly to an item shop situation, and it also is on the back of a system that used to give free cosmetics to players that maybe they didn't want, but at least they had something, right? In any other game that's free to play with no loot boxes, without that system in place beforehand, people only bought the skins they wanted. And Overwatch 2 also has the hero problem, which is all your heroes are different, and you can't just reuse the same models on everything, you know? So, anyway, that is my, my thoughts on the situation. I think that it's I think that it's a healthy conversation to have, because we are really focusing on, like, oh my gosh, Overwatch is so greedy, which to be fair, they are. There is also that issue. They are kind of greedy. But on top of that, I think there's a lot of other issues at hand that need to be addressed in order to even make the issue at the pricing issue, which on its own is greedy, become better. So anyway, that's it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys did like this kind of content, it is a longer video of mine. I don't usually make videos this long. If you guys did like the video, please tell me in the comments. I would love to make more videos like this, because I am very passionate about cosmetics. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I hope you guys have a good one, and Snazzybox is signing out. Peace out.